I was just working late. Never expected to stumble onto a murder scene. Hiding in the corner, I was shaking in fear, staying there until the killer dragged the body away. Then I panicked and ran into a nearby bathroom. But the very next second, I saw something shocking. The company security guard was lying right there. It looked like the killer had already taken him out. I rushed over to check what happened, but accidentally triggered the toilet flush. Afraid the killer would hear the noise, I quickly shut the door to avoid being discovered. I stepped on top of the body as fast as I could. Before I even had a moment to breathe, the killer walked into the bathroom. Seeing this scene, I completely panicked. But luckily, the killer only walked toward the sink. Realizing he was just washing the blood off himself, I finally felt a sense of relief. But right at that moment, the killer suddenly spoke.
How you doing in there, Barney? You want to toss me your keys?
When I looked down and saw the keys on the body, I knew something was wrong. To avoid being discovered, I carefully jumped down. Just 1 second before the killer entered, I slipped through the gap into another stall. Before I could relax, the infrared light suddenly turned on. I was about to be exposed, so I flushed at the exact moment the killer stood up.
Stay there.
Then the killer walked straight out of the bathroom. Only after all the noise outside disappeared did I finally rush out. But as soon as I opened a door, I ran into another coworker working late. I immediately told him about the killer. Then we rushed to the elevator to escape, only to find the elevator was shut down. So we ran to the emergency stairwell, but it was locked by the killer too, with every exit blocked. We had no choice but to return to the office. I had my coworker use the computer to call the police, while I went back to my desk to grab my phone. But the next second I saw the killer walking toward us. As he slowly got closer, we hid under the desk terrified. Luckily, the killer didn't suspect us. He shut down the computer and left. After confirming the killer was gone, we finally lifted our heads and escaped in the opposite direction. Then I remembered the boss was still in the building, so I told my coworker to find a way to call the police, while I went to warn the boss. But when I reached the boss's office, there was no one there. Meanwhile, my coworker found his phone, but the first call he made was to his wife. The moment the call connected, the killer was already standing behind him.